Hello everyone, I am Spurti MP.
I'm Srilata KS.
I am Priya
I'm
Sharma.
Priya Sharma.
I am Rachana.
Today we are making a video on an omnipresent data storage device which is being used everywhere, home, school, offices, PlayStation, everywhere, and is used to store data of any type, that is flash drive. A USB flash drive is a popular way to store digital information. They are an easy way to store data. They can be attached to a USB port and provides a certain amount of storage space. They got the name flash drive since they use flash memory to store files, which is a computer chip. It is typically removable, rewritable, and much smaller than an optical disk. Some flash drive allows up to 1 lakh write or erase cycles depending on the exact type of the memory chip used and lost between 10 to 100 years under normal circumstances. They are often used for storage, data backups, and transferring of computer files. Compared to floppy disks or CDs, they are smaller, faster, have significantly more capacity, and more durable due to lack of moving parts. They use USB mass storage standards supported by modern operating systems such as Windows, Linux, Mac OS, etc. USB flash drives with USB 2.0 support can store more data and transfer faster than much larger optical disk drives like CD-RW or DVD-RW drives, and can be read by many other systems such as Xbox One, PlayStations, DVD players, etc. A flash drive, sometimes called as USB devices, as they use USB ports to connect with the other devices, thumb drive, pen drive, jump drive, or USB memory. Next will be continued by Srilata.
Before the flash memory was introduced, we were using floppy disk and CD-ROM. The storage capacity of floppy disk and CD-ROM was very less. This led to the evolution of the flash drive. First, the flash memory was invented by Fujio Masaka in early 1980s. He was working in Toshiba Corporate. Later, the first flash drive was manufactured by MS System under contract with IBM. MS System is an Israeli company who got the patent for the architecture of the flash drive and gave the credit to the inventor Don Morrow. Then, the IBM became the first to sell USB flash drive in United States in 2000. The initial capacity of the flash drive was 8 MB. Later, it released 16 MB version of the flash drive in 2003. Nowadays, we are using 16 GB, 32 GB, and 64 GB up to 256 GB pen drives are commonly used. Now the presentation will be continued by Priya Sharma AM.
We human can understand analog signal, analog data, everything, but computer does not understand rather than the computer language. So we have to give the input to the computer only in terms of the digital data. Here we are using a transistor as a switch. Since transistor can turn off or turn on the electricity, here we are using a modified version of transistor because the modification has to be done to work efficiently or according to our needs. Basically, the transistor has a three connections called source, drain, and the gate. In between source and drain, there is a gate present. When the gate is open, the electricity flows through the gate and stores the value as 1. When the gate is closed, the electricity is blocked and stores the value 0. What happens if the main power supply or the power goes off? The transistor closes and the whatever information we have already stored is lost, completely lost. To overcome this, we are using a floating gate. The floating gate is embedded above the first gate what we are using in the working. Next, when the transistor is turned on, some electricity leaks to the floating gate, and there even when the transistor is turned off, the information is secure and safe. Basically, the floating gate is also a semiconductor device to hold or hold the electric charge to work efficiently. And the floating gate also delays the overwriting or erasing function again and again. This is a diagram that has a complete mechanism how data stored in the flash drive. To better understand, let's see a video.
Hi! Like human evolution, information storage devices have evolved with time, from bulky books to floppy disk, CDs, and now flash drive. Have you ever wondered how such a tiny device is capable of storing so much more information than its predecessors? It all begins with flash memory, an electronic non-volatile way to store information. At the heart of a flash drive is a floating gate MOSFET, a type of semiconductor transistor. It consists of a source, drain, control gate, floating gate, and oxide layers. The floating gate is an electrically isolated feature capable of storing charges for a long time even without power supply. There are two main flash memory technologies: the NOR flash, in which transistors are connected in parallel, and the NAND flash in series. Because the series connections consume 40% less physical space, the storage capacity of NAND flash is much greater. Hence, they are often used in flash drives and micro SD cards. The two main processes involved in usage of flash devices are the retrieval and storage of information. But how does reading work? Information is stored in the form of charges accumulated in the floating gate. Imagine that this is an electron. When there are no charges accumulated at the floating gate, resistance between the source and the drain is low, and a low voltage is needed to cause the current to flow from the source to drain. This gives a bit value of 0. However, if there are charges accumulated at the floating gate, resistance between the source and drain is now high, and a high voltage is needed to cause the current to flow. This gives a bit value of 1. This knowledge can be used to determine the bit values. We do this by simply applying an intermediate voltage. If current flows, it reads a bit value of 0. And if current does not flow, it reads a bit value of 1. Now, how is data written to the flash memory? Recall that the floating gate is insulated by layers of metal oxide. To write memory, we have to send charges through these oxide layers. How do we do that? The answer is quantum tunneling. Let us adopt the following analogy. The metal oxide acts as a potential wall. According to classical physics, an electron will never be able to penetrate to the other side of the wall. However, quantum mechanics tells us that it's possible. Suppose we begin with a bit 0 floating gate. To write the bit value to 1, we apply a high positive voltage to the control gate. This pulls electrons through the oxide layer into the floating gate. Conversely, to set a bit 1 floating gate to 0, we apply a high negative voltage to push the electrons out of the floating gate. Before we go, do you know that your flash drive has a finite number of write cycles? In fact, writing them is the oxide layer. But fear not, for a NAND flash can support up to 100,000 write cycles in its lifetime, and that's many, many years to come. That's all we have for you. Bye! Hi! Like you.
And the advantages of flash drives. They are small and light, they are smaller in size and portable also. It is far easier to carry the data for your road trips while traveling that when the flash drives are there. While there is no need to carry over the PC or laptop since no charging is required. You can only carry the flash drives only without any cords or cases, and they are highly compatible. That is, if you want to if you wish to use your USB with any of the devices like laptop or desktop or any digital camera, it is compatible with any of the devices. However, we need to check the ports are the same of the USB flash drive using.
If not, it couldn't be connected and it may cause the huge physical damage to the USB port. And the faster transfer speeds. The copying of the files to the device, to the flash drive, or deleting of the files can be done in a fraction of a second. And that is very easy. That is that speed is very much less. And if you want to transfer any files from the device to, that is to copy any images, files or videos to the flash drive, it can be done in any very much less time, and it does not take much time to transfer the data. Also, in case of anything needs to be deleted, it can be done in a matter of seconds. And plenty of storage capacity. The USB flash drives using before this era is a very has very much less storage capacity, but as with the time and technology, we are using the USB drives having the storage capacity of around 2 terabytes, so that we don't need to carry any external hard drives in case of the large mail storage capacity, and the whole process can be fulfilled with the flash drive only. Then let's see the disadvantages. Risk of loss. As the flash drives are very small and lighter in size, they make them the portable and also puts them into the risk of getting misplaced, as they may be get misplaced by falling down from their pocket or wallet, or it can be stolen by anyone. So that this situation may become problematic when it is the time that you have stored the very important files in your flash drives, and damage of if not handled properly. This USB flash drives can be damaged if it is not handled properly, as they are very small in size. They can be damaged easily. Risk of virus and malware corruption. Over time, flash drive files can become corrupted and unreadable. This may be the result of you sharing the drive with many different computers and computer system. And most flash drives do not have a write protect mechanism, and currently it costs much more per gigabyte than traditional hard drives. Next. Here are some references from where we get these information, and the working of flash drive video is taken from the channel GIM. Thank you.